Hello everyone, I'm Jack Liebeck. I'm currently sitting in my dressing room awaiting a rehearsal with the Philharmonia, and I've got some questions to answer from Presto Classical, which I'm very happy to answer about my latest Ysaÿe recording, solo violin, but there's also one piece with the piano, the poem Elegiac. So I'm going to answer some questions that have been posed to me. So the first question is, what would you say about these six sonatas are about? What are they about? Are they character sketches of the dedicatees, or what are they? So I think for me, they are sort of monumental adventures. I think they've got sort of stylistic elements which are inspired by the individual soloists of the time that Ysaÿe was dedicating them to. So, for instance, sort of like Spanish dance style, or there's also the obsession with Bach that Jacques Thibault had. But I think more they are just great violinistic adventures, heroic adventures. So that's how I feel about them. Next question. Do Ysaÿe's distinctive Franco-Belgian school of bowing and contrasting approaches from Germany and Russia still exist today? I think the world has become globalized in terms of technique now. So I don't know if the Russian and the Belgian and the Franco-Belgian schools, German schools, really exist as such. I think people have just sort of taken the best of everything and hybridized it, really. I mean, you don't really see the bowing arm of Jascha Heifetz anymore, what we would call in the trade that Russian bow grip, which is very much extended rather like that rather than like this. So I think over the years, as with everything in life, it's become globalized. Do the sonatas work as a coherent set, or are they really six standalone works? I think they're standalone works, really. I mean, they can be performed in one, but the reason that we've decided to break up the recording to put the poem Elegiac between the third and fourth sonata was really to break them up, because from my perspective, I wouldn't want to listen to six of them in a row like that. It's a bit too much of the heroic violinistic playing. So I think it's really nice to have an ear refresher rather than it keep on going. So I think they work individually in concert programs brilliantly. Possibly one or two together is great. Six is maybe a lot to listen to in one go, so that's why we broke them up. These are quite complex and sometimes challenging pieces. How do they go down with the public? The public generally love these pieces because of that heroic nature. I wouldn't say that they're challenging. I think that they portray a inner struggle, and they're complex, but it's our job as musicians to make the complex sound understandable. So if it's not understandable for the listener, it's the fault of the player. Ysaÿe sonatas have an obvious quality in common with solo works of Bach and Paganini. Do you plan to record either of those sets as a follow-up of the same theme, on the same theme? One word, no. I generally pick my recordings by feeling like, is there a need for this to exist? Is there a gap in the market for my version of this, or something like that? And I think there are so many wonderful versions of the Bach sonatas and partitas and it's not something that I would really want to do at this stage. Paganini, I think there's about 5 or 10 wonderful caprices, and the rest are not so good, so I wouldn't really want to record them. So anyway, I hope that was interesting, and do go along and buy the CD from Presto Classical or the Ysaÿe sonatas. It's phenomenal pieces of music that I hope you're going to enjoy.